Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video we're going to talk getting started with Warhammer the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness, and in this video we're going to take a look at the Dark Angels, and in particular the Rite of War, the Steel Fist. We're going to go through, talk a little bit about the Rite of War, the Steel Fist, what it does and how it affects how we build an army of the Dark Angels in the Horus Heresy, before looking at a couple of units we recommend to get started with for the faction. We'll then take a look at some other units we can use to expand upon those initial purchases, and then finally finish off the video with a little sample army list of 1,000 points for you to use as some inspiration for starting your own Dark Angels army using the Steel Fist Rite of War for Warhammer the Horus Heresy. And so, to start off with, the effects. Legion Predator squadrons may be selected as troop choices for a detachment using this Rite of War. Also, Legion Kratos squadrons may be selected as elite choices for a detachment using this Rite of War. So straight away, we've got two different types of tanks now that are going to be available to us, sort of pushing you down the idea, I guess, of what this is going to all be about. It's about getting tanks on the table as your main battle line. Now, you've got all units in the detachment using the Rite of War made up entirely of models with the infantry type or the Iron Wing subtype. With 10 or fewer models, may take a Legion Land Raider Proteus carrier as a dedicated transport, or if they include 10 or more models, they can take a Land Raider Spartan. Now, the Iron Wing subtype is one of the Dark Angel special rules. They get to pick a different sort of wing that they come from. The Iron Wing is based around making them all sort of to do with both hunting tanks and making your tanks a little bit better. So generally, it's going to be something you want to take within this force. So this is pretty cool, you know, giving you better different types of transports for your troops. Now, limitations-wise, all units made up entirely of models with the infantry unit type in the detachment using the Rite of War must begin the battle embarked on a model with the transports subtype that has sufficient capacity to carry them. This vehicle, however, may not have the flyer subtype. So, straight away, you know, we are trying to go for, you know, an armoured spearhead, so it makes sense that everything in this force must be in some sort of vehicle. All units selected as troops choices, Legion Predator squadrons and Legion Kratos squadrons in the detachment using this Rite of War must have the Iron Wing unit subtype. So we talked all about this already. Iron Wing is going to give us some benefits that is going to work alongside the rest of the army. So what Iron Wing does is all models in a unit of this effect with this hexagrammation unit subtype may reroll failed hit rolls of 1 when targeting an enemy model with the vehicle unit type. Additionally, a model with this unit subtype and the vehicle unit type makes all snapshots a ballistic skill 2 instead of ballistic skill 1. So a nice little benefit we have. Now, we also have the rule where no unit in this detachment using this Rite of War may be assigned to a deep strike assault, flanking assault, or subterranean assault. This means, you know, we are playing an army spearhead, you know, this is just pushing us down this route. If the primary detachment of the army is using this Rite of War, the army's warlord must have the Iron Wing unit subtype, or if you don't want that, it must be Lion L. Johnson, the Primarch of the Dark Angels himself. And so, where to start with this army? But of course, we need a Legion Praetor. In order to unlock Rites of War, we do need a model in our force with the Master of the Legion special rule. Master of Legion grants them the following benefits that would allow them, first of all, to choose different Rites of War. The few and the proud, an army can only include a maximum of 1 model with a special rule per 1,000 points. And they can also take retinues, so command squads and all that, which is pretty cool. But other than that, a Praetor has a vast variety of different loadouts they can take, and you can even take different versions of the Praetor, putting them in either Tartarus Praetor or in Cataphracte Terminator armor as well. For me, I think just going with a baseline one, you're not really wanting to spend too many points on your Praetor in this force. I think maybe equipping them with a tank hunting gun, something like a melter gun, so if they do want to pop out of their vehicle, they've got, you know, some decent use. It's not really going to do too much for you having your Praetor tooled up with combat weapons in this particular sub-faction of the Dark Angels in this Rite of War, because you're going to be playing, you know, that tank heavy force. You're not going to have a lot of combat troops, especially at the start. Now, to go along with this unit, we of course are going to start with Legion Predator squadrons. These are going to be the pretty much the core of your force. Predators are really, really cool though. You do have a large variety of different weapon options available to the Predators, which is nice. They can also include up to 3 models, which is really nice inside their unit, so you can have a Legion Predator squadron of up to 3 additional Predators, and you can also choose to have different sponsored weapons from Volkite, Heavy Flamers, Las Cannons, but really the turret mounted weapon is where it's at. You've got the baseline Predator cannon, which is nice. You can also have Flamestorm cannons for a nice, really sort of flame template weapon. Executioner Plasma Destroyers, Heavy Conversion Beam cannons, Magma Melter cannons, Volkite Macrosecers, Neutron Blasters, Gravis Lascans, a variety of different cool weapons on top, which is all nice and fun. Pintle weapons, as well as some basic upgrades like Dozer Blades, are really going to be useful, able to help you go through those difficult terrain tests and stuff like that. For your Predators, I think almost essential in taking. If we're looking at where to go next, though, then I definitely think looking at grabbing that Land Raider Proteus carrier is probably where you want to go. You obviously actually can't play this Rite of War until you do grab this Proteus carrier at the start. I don't think anyone's going to be too iffy if you're not playing with it at the start, but for me, this is, the next piece you want to get. Put your leader in there and, just run them and have another tank, or something a little bit heavier as well, which is pretty cool. The Proteus carrier is one of the many different variations of the Land Raider we have access to as a Space Marine Legions player. What this is going to have for the carrier, you're going to have that nice transport capacity of 12. You've got 2 sponsor-mounted Gravis Las Cannons and a twin-linked heavy bolter at the front. You can also have extra Land Raider Proteus's in a squadron as if you want as well, not making to take up too many. And you can exchange your hull-mounted weapon for flamers and las cannons as well, which is really cool. And you've got, like normal, a variety of different pintle-mounted weapons as well. Now, if we're looking maybe something different to add to the force, I think looking definitely at a Tech Marine is probably worth a go. Their ability to heal your vehicles with their Martian abilities is just really, really important. This is going to keep your tanks alive longer. You can ride in the Proteus carrier along with your leader, along with your Praetor, and whatever characters you decide to bring along, whether you grab a command squad or something as well. It can be a really good additional model there. But lastly, we have the Legion Kratos Squadron as the other tank I want to talk about. This, of course, can be taken as elite choices inside this particular subfaction. So what this one's going to do is provide us with some real heavy firepower. The Predators definitely can hit it out. They're maybe not the most survivable on their own, but Kratoses have that Land Raider style armor, front, side, and rear 14 armor, and the 5 hull points as well. Movement 10, ballistic 4, all really nice. And they can also have an additional Legion Kratos, so you can actually have 2 for each one of your elite choices in this subfaction. Now, you've got the Legion Kratos can upgrade its battle cannon with the following flashburn shells, and can also have its Kratos battle cannon in exchange for either a Volkite Cardinal or a Melter Blast Gun. So some other really cool weapon options. You've got pintle mounted weapons, hull mounted weapons, sponsor mounted weapons, a whole bunch of different options available to you. You can have the Hunter Killer Missiles, Flare Shields, Searchlights, and Dozer Blades. Once again, Dozer Blades, I think, in this particular subfaction, where you are relying on your tanks to move around the table a lot more, is going to be super, super important. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the Legion Centurion. This is sort of your secondary character, and Centurions can be upgraded to consoles, which are a variety of sort of specialist roles. This is how you get things like Librarians, and many other different things, chaplains, and indeed you can have a Forge Master as well. This is, sort of a little bit better of a Tech Marine, something I definitely recommend having a look at if you're going to go with this subfaction. And so here we have our sample army list for you. We've obviously gone with the Dark Angels here. We're going to be a loyalist, although you can easily run this. It doesn't require you to be loyalist to run this particular subfaction, so you totally can run some of the true Dark Angels in the traitors. But we've got a Praetor in here. He's got Artificer Armor, Iron Halo, all the standard stuff. We've gone to Mastercraft one of his weapons, which will be a Magna Combi weapon, Melted Gun. This is going to be the weapon we Mastercraft to give him, a little bit of extra use if he decides to pop out of the vehicle. For elites, we've got a Tech Marine Covenant putting in a single Tech Marine who's going to be rocking a Plasma Gun as well as his basic loadout. Once again, this is just going to allow them to actually pop out and provide some shots, potentially, take out some lighter vehicles. Troops-wise, we have 2 Predator squadrons. Both of them are going to be with 2 Predators in there. So they've got heavy bolters, dozer blades, smoke launchers, twin-link bolters on them. The big difference here we've gone for is one unit is going to have the Executioner Plasma Destroyers. You can't have a Dark Angels army for me without some plasma weaponry, sort of what they're synonymous with. And then the other one's just got the standard Predator cannons. So this is going to give you, a nice little bit of medium armor killing. We then have that Land Raider approach his carrier with its Gravis las cannons, Havoc launcher, and indeed twin-linked las cannons at the front as well. This is going to be, you know, a little bit of a heavier tank thing, hoping to pop maybe other Land Raiders, but definitely protecting that Tech Marine and that Praetor, allowing that Tech Marine and following behind those Predator squadrons when we need to do some healing across the force. If you've been playing with the Dark Angels in the Horus Heresy, let us know how you've been going. If you've tried out this Rite of War, I'd love to hear your lists and let us know how you've been doing with this particular Rite of War down in the comments below. And so that is the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and also drop a comment down below letting us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you did enjoy the video and want to chat more with our little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server which is linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel, which is either via Patreon or YouTube members, where you'll get yourself a shout out like all these people will in just a second, but also you can help support the channel and help dictate where we're going to go with the channel. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel and grab yourself something, you can grab some channel merch as well from Teespring or Ko-fi, both of which as well are linked down in the video's description. Like I said, a special thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lowell, Outer Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Bloobs, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Iron Grinch, Nuss, and Nicholas Colomos. Also to our YouTube members, Greenrich Gaming, Ronya, Lockloric, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, James South, Dave Crozier, Dylan Areno, and James Tillman. Lastly, a special thank you to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see pictured here and indeed all over the channel. And also a special thank you to everyone who helps with the battle reports, everyone who helps with miniature supplying and everything for the channel, including running our Discord server. Thank you all so much once again, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.